I have a problem. I can't stop playing this freaking video game. Ghosts of Tabor is basically a VR version of Escape From Tarkov. I've never played Tarkov, so I can't really compare them, but apparently they are very similar. All the footage you see here is from the open alpha playtest. The game is still in a pretty rough state, but that's okay as long as the developer is willing to put in the work. Despite all the bugs and rough edges, I keep logging in to go on just another raid. I don't know why. Depending on how similar this really is to Tarkov, this might not be the most original idea, but they definitely managed to capture the essence of what makes this genre so popular. Let me show you how this thing works really quick. You gear up and get into a raid. There will be a couple of other players and some NPC joining you. There are 2 maps available. As of now, it's going to be more in the future. The middle silo is a smaller indoors map and the island is a large expansive open island. When you spawn in, you try to loot what you can, complete quests and get to one of the extraction points to get out alive. If you die, you will lose everything, including the things you brought. That is basically the gist of it. Between raids you get back to your bunker where you can store or sell your loot, craft ammunition and do your ammo management, or go to the market to stock up on guns, armor and equipment for your next raid. There's a good selection of firearms in the game with some attachments you can slap on, armor, helmets, grenades, you name it. There are 2 forms of progression. You need to level up traders to get better quality items. You do that by completing quests for them during raids, like shooting NPC or players with certain weapons or collecting a certain amount of loot items. The second system is a communications room, which is supposed to be some sort of crypto farm. You can find GPUs in raids. When you extract with them successfully, you will generate a passive income. In the playtest, they gave everyone a ton of money, so losing your gear doesn't really hurt that much. Not sure how they are going to balance the economy in the coming release. They will need to make sure that looting still feels relevant, but dying is not too punishing, because you will die a lot, or at least I do, maybe you won't. But as long as you get some progress on your quests done, it's still a win. You don't need to get out alive for that. I never found a GPU for the crypto farm in my time with the game. They are pretty rare, so when you find one, then it's suddenly high stakes. Then you will want to extract safely at any cost. Otherwise it's not a big deal when you get shipped home in a bag. NPCs are incredibly stupid. I get that they are not supposed to be a threat, they are just there so you can complete quests or to get a weapon if you get into the raid naked, but maybe they could be a little more aware. The real threat are other players, obviously. Footsteps are very loud. This leads to these incredibly tense moments when you know there's somebody around and you try not to make a sound yourself. Yes, you heard that right. I did not have a bullet in the chamber. For that mistake I was brutally murdered. Rightfully so. There's proximity chat, as it should be. You can try to talk to people, ask for truth so you can both be on your merry way. That might work, sometimes. Or you can just mute yourself and lone wolf it. Oh shit! That's right. Oh shit. On that note, you can also squad up with friends, then you will spawn in together at the same location. Of the 2 maps, the silo is definitely the more polished one, but I still like the island better. It has a grander sense of scale. You never know if someone in the distance might be watching you with a sniper rifle in hand, and you still have the narrow inside areas in the buildings that are scattered around the island. But especially the outside looks pretty scuffed. The topography is unrealistic, the grass is floating most of the time, there's way too little foliage. Also, this is a game about looting, but you can't interact with most of the furniture. Put loot into these damn drawers and cupboards and let us open them. That's the thing about VR. Opening a drawer to loot it might not be a very engaging activity in a flat game, but in VR, when you open it with your own hand instead of just pushing a button, it definitely is. Play more to the strengths of the medium. So the map could do with an overhaul, and so can some other aspects of the game. I encountered a pretty impressive number of bugs, from vanishing gear, spontaneous deaths, crashes, broken matchmaking, and grabbing things. Oh, grabbing things often just does not work and you never know if you do it wrong or if it's bugged. It's usually bugged. But as I said in the beginning of the video, this was an early playtest. Bugs are to be expected and now it all depends on how they use the early access phase. Because the game releases into early access for PC VR on Steam and for the Quest via the App Lab on March 20th, so today. The day this video goes up. Apparently they ran out of pre-order codes for the Quest version. I don't know how many they had, but the demand is higher than expected. There's full crossplay between all platforms. A PSVR 2 version is coming at some point down the line. It's looking good. It's looking pretty good for the game. They have a lot of polishing to do, add a few more maps, maybe add some sort of long form progression and they are golden. The core gameplay is in place and it's good. It might be a Tarkov clone, but as long as it's a good clone, I'm not complaining. I'd like to chat with you guys a bit more, but there's no time, gotta do a raid. The worst part about this is, I'm not even good at it, but I still keep logging in. I might need help.